1 week of AFL Finals down, 1 week of AFL SuperCoach Finals down. This is the Phantom speaking. Welcome back to the Phantom's Lair podcast. I'm once again joined by bottom of the pod, the inaugural bottom of the pod for AFL SuperCoach Finals. Haydn, the Chief Dos King. The Crows didn't get it done. Neither did you in week one.
No, thanks, Phantom, for mentioning that. Yep, bottom of the pod, the king of Bop for the first week of finals. Very honoured to have this title that I will forever have now.
That's back-to-back Bops as well if you're a long-time Lair listener in the final round of the final minor round of the season. The big show coming up. Quick recap of what happened in week one. We're going to pick a combined team. Again, go through our captains, which we know is vital. I picked the dud captain.
Yeah, triple captain, double vice captain makes a huge difference, and we saw all the top teams.
Yep, and we're going to look at how we went and what we got, what we learned from that first week and what we're going to do heading into week two, semi-finals.
Keen to get into it.
Yep, let's do it.
We're going to make a team together again. Let's look back, though, last week, the top 10 scorers from last week. So if you had these guys, you're doing pretty well, but a lot of them we can't select this week.
No,
Bannon, because some of them are gone and some of them are on the bye. In fact, 8 of 10 of the top scorers unavailable to select this week due to either being eliminated from the finals race or being on the bye this week, essentially, with their final coming next week. So Caleb Sarong, 150, leading scorer by 18 points. Didn't have him. Oof. Suggested him on this show last week. But yeah, I didn't captain him myself. Huge score. If you got him, 150 times 3.
Well, I think the winner had him captain. Mm-hmm. That was the difference.
Yeah, I mean, they would have, all the winners, all the top 10, all the top scorers would have, I'm sure. Max Holmes, 132, came in second there. Lockie Whitfield joined him. There was 3 players that scored 132, Whitfield and Ollie Dempsey. So Whitfield can't select, eliminated. Holmes on the bye and Ollie Dempsey on the bye.
We did say that it's going to be the same this week. There's going to be one player that bobs up that we're not used to picking in SuperCoach.
Yeah.
Ollie Dempsey last week.
Yep. Andrew Brayshaw, 129. Dorco. Dane Zorko, a player we can select this week, 126. Haydn Young, a guy who, I'm going to say it right here, right now. Clip this for next season. My first pick for 2026. 126 he scored, and he is primed for a huge proper year next year with a full preseason under his belt. Luke Jackson, a guy who I deemed a no-go zone last week. In hindsight, having a think about it and thinking about how we pick these teams, you do go for those high ceiling players, even if they do have a lower floor. That was a bad pick. Bad choice by me. But Lloyd Meek, equal top scoring in the ruck department alongside Luke Jackson with 125. And then Tom Stewart, 124, who we can't pick as well. So Stewart, a couple of guys that I avoided during the season coming up, trumps in week one of finals. But like you said, a lot of changes this week to our team. We've got to pick a fresh team. The only major change this week as well is that we can pick 3 players per team. Obviously, there's less games.
Only 4 teams left.
Only got 4 teams this week. So we can pick 1 extra player from each team to make up the numbers. Now, a quick rankings update from week 1. The number 1 coach was Neil, coach of Hallelujah.
Oh, that's nice.
Hopefully a Eagles fan there, you'd expect. So shout out. Love to see it. Scored 14.29. Wow. So good start for Neil. Of course, the overall prize is for across the 4 weeks, but an amazing start for Neil. And the team featured, we'll put it up on the screen if you're watching on the Code Sports YouTube channel, but I'll read it out from the back line. Had Zorko Whitfield, vice captain on Whitfield there.
Double points.
Nick Dacos. Sarong, of course, the triple captain score. Matty Rowell, who was solid. 107 he scored on the weekend. Lloyd Meek in the ruck. Riley Thilthorpe, who, despite a lot of people saying he had a poor game, still scored 121 SuperCoach points. So did all right in this format. Toby Green.
Toby Green. That was
I vetoed last week on this
You got that one right.
Got that one right. 37 he scored. So obviously with the flex scoring, so it's best 8 of 9 players that we pick here. So Toby Green would have dropped off for this score, and then Luke Jackson in flex there. So went the double ruck options. Was the top scorer of the week. So very good stuff for Neil. Shout out to Hallelujah, the number 1 coach for finals week 1, and also a shout out.
The GOAT.
Also a shout out. I've got to get the sound effects up because this guy truly is the GOAT.
Yep.
Go to fantasy footy. SuperCoach GOAT as well. Selby, Moreira's magic. 10th overall for the round.
Yep.
The guy can't be stopped. I mean, honestly.
Unbelievable stuff.
Yep. Now, Fan, you didn't put it out on your Twitter.
No.
But we will announce right here. I made the league after the show last week. You're free to jump in any week of the finals. We want everyone to jump into this league, see how we're going against each other. And like we said, we might chuck together, well, we will. We will chuck together some merch for the winner at the end of the 4 weeks. The Beat the Phantom League.
Yep. Get in there. Only 33 people beat me last week in the league. Get in there. You want to take me on.
How many people is there? 35?
Not many yet, but still, we're in the 3 figures. The code 846820. You'll put it on the screen. We'll put it out on the socials as well. So join in there. We've got plenty of merch.
Yep.
I think to give away as well to the winner if you can. Beat the Phantom.
And the current leader of that league, Jack, coach of Exploder, sitting 58th overall and scored a 13.56 in week 1, leader of the Beat the Phantom League. Yep. So good stuff there. Let's get into this week, and we're going to select a team together, Phantom, but let's look at the games this week. Friday night, first semi-final, your Crom up against the Hawks at the Adelaide Croval. Of course, Phantom will be there probably.
I'll be there.
You'll probably see the Nuff somewhere in the crowd there. So how do you feel about this game first?
Not sure.
I
declared the skipper, I said, put your house on it for a big game from Jordan Dawson last week. Didn't happen. One of his worst performances of the year. Hurt the Crows and hurt my SuperCoach team. But I don't think that'll happen again. I think he'll bounce back. I think the team will bounce back. Just get it done.
You reckon they'll get it done? Yeah, anyone with the VC or C on Dawson last week.
Could you go again?
This is
right in front of me! Right in front of me!
This is the week that you just back him in again. We'll get to it in a second, but big call for him.
Yeah, big call up against the Hawks. Saturday, though, the second semi-final, Brisbane versus Gold Coast, the Q Clash at the Gabba. Any gut feel on this one as well? Because I guess some of our results will depend on how some of the players we pick will depend on how we think the game will go as well, who will have their hands on the pill. Yep. Brisbane v Gold Coast, any gut feel there?
Well, we've spoken about Selby, the fantasy GOAT. We've got the GOAT in reality. Gary Ablett Jr.
Yes.
On Tuesday says the Suns can win the flag without a doubt.
Okay.
That's a big call.
Word from the GOAT.
I think the Suns will win. Yep.
All right. Well, Phantom, let's pick our team for Finals Week 2. SuperCoach Finals Week 2. Again, the only rule change for Week 2. Now you can completely wipe your team fresh, start afresh for Finals Week 2, which is what we love about the game. Again, vice-captain's worth double points. Captain's worth triple, but you can select 3 players max per team this week rather than 2 because there's only 4 teams playing. So let's go draft style again, and I'll give you the honours once more. You can pick
again.
First, and then again we get 1 veto each to wipe out 1 player and replace that player. So let's get going.
I'll start in the middle. Matt Rao.
Matty Rao straight in.
Just creeped over the 3 figures last week, but Q Clash. The Suns, no Lockie Neal. They look a bit wounded, that Suns midfield. Hugo McCluggage was tagged out of it last week. Will Damien Hubbard adopt a similar approach and let his guys get on top? So, Matt Rao.
Matty Rao straight in. I'm going to go to the opposition team and a guy who had a very poor game last week if you did select him. Now, he had the top average next to his name for the regular season among midfielders before we started this format. Now he's way down. Scored a 53 last week, and I'm talking about Hugh McCluggage. So got the clamp, a hard clamp from O'Sheen Mullen. I don't think we really flagged. We kind of skipped over O'Sheen's influence potentially on the show last week, and something to be wary of. Hadn't tagged Clug in the past. I reckon he went to Lockie Neal, but obviously went to Clug in the first final and really quelled his influence. But I don't think Gold Coast is going to tag.
Yeah,
I think Clug will get
I'm close to vetoing. I'm close to vetoing.
Vetoing the Clug?
Vetoing the Clug.
You're going to do it?
How successful they were last week in stopping in the Cats.
You reckon they'll go, but you reckon like a Took Miller or something just goes to him, stands on him at stopping?
Maybe. I won't veto it, but I'm close. I want that record that.
Well, you can.
Come back here next week. No,
you can
I'll
hold your veto. Hold your veto if there's nothing else. And
no.
I'll allow that to be used. It's making me second guess it now. But I really like the Clug. He is one of the highest pick players. You can see some of the highest ownership players. He is one of the top pick players. So I guess that could be going against a highly owned player if you do think that he'll be targeted again. Who have you got?
A little bit differently here. We know we need to think a little bit differently given there's even less players to pick from this year. I'm sure they'll be better. The Crows, the way they kicked the footy into the forward line last week, gave Darcy Moore Perfect opportunity. 9 intercept marks. James Sicily in defence.
Yep.
Could he, if the Crows do the same thing?
Yeah, he'll mop
kick
it
to
up.
his advantage.
Yep.
Could he do a Darcy while mop it up? Could be a nice little pod defender, I think.
I really like it. And yeah, I do really like that option. I'm just going to go probably to one of the easier lines to pick. There's not a heap for us to choose here, but possibly a little bit of a gut feel here, Phantom. And this is a bit of a pew-pew.
Yep.
Bit of a point of difference, I think he could be for this round. But Big Rob.
Riley
O'Brien in the ruck. And you know what? It might be a week where we could go 2 rucks, but scored just the 84 last week up against Lloyd Meek, who, if you did just select the most highly owned player, you would just jump on a Lloyd Meek, 125 last week. But Big Rob missed the set shot last week.
He did not want to kick that. He was looking to every look to the crowd, someone to kick it for him.
Yep. I think Big Rob could have a big bounce back this week.
Your first 2 picks close to vetoing.
Yeah, well, go ahead then. Who you got?
Can I come back to it?
Yeah.
All right.
Who's next for you? Surely a Crom player before.
I think we'll lock in Riley Thilthorpe again.
Yeah.
In the forward line.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's a fairly safe pick. I'm going to go on the forward line again, and a guy that stands out to me in the absence now of Lachie Neale, ruled out for the season after last week. Terrible news for Brisbane, but a guy that did thrive in his absence. I'm going to go Zach Bailey up forward, up against Gold Coast. So quite like his ability to impact against Gold Coast. Gold Coast, according to our numbers that we had heading into the finals, of the available teams, Gold Coast gave up the number 1 points to mid forwards. So that's an interesting selection. I think he'll play a bit of mid, bit of forward, bit more midfield time given the lack of Lachie Neale in there. And Zach Bailey, I quite like as a player this week against the Suns.
He's a player that's going to have to play well if they're going to win.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen him be that spark, and they definitely need one. So I don't mind it. I won't veto that one, I don't think, because there isn't much more in the forward line there.
Yeah.
But
you could go a Cam Rayner, despite scoring 64, was pretty good as well last week. Had moments, obviously got the free kicks that were controversial, but had moments. Could have gone big, I think, as well. So he's one that could be a high ceiling, high risk, high reward kind of guy.
I'm vetoing.
Vetoing who?
Rob's out.
Okay.
And Dawson's in.
Dawson. So you're just replacing.
Keep Rob. So we can pick 3, can't we? I got confused there.
Okay.
Keep Rob. I thought we had to pick 2.
No. 3 players this week. It's a good reminder for the audience, but you're going Dawson in the midfield.
Yep.
Okay. I don't mind it. Again, our team's looking a little vanilla. You know what? Just because I know this will hurt you. Dawson,
Vetoing Dawson.
No good last week. Can't be doing that.
Sure, he's not going to be that bad again.
I can't risk it. We've seen Hawthorn put some pressure on some big mids in the past. I think a guy like Josh Dunkley will be better. And I'm picking Josh Dunkley. So he's our 3rd Brisbane line, which means it also helps in my quest to not pick Dane Zorko. Big Dorko. So that means Cluggage, Dunkley and Bailey are our 3 lines. I'm happy with that. What about you, Fan? Sorry, Dawson, I know that's cut you deep. Cut the enough deep.
Yeah. Again, I'm thinking a bit differently in defence. We won't pick Dane Zorko. That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Josh Worrell.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Okay.
Or actually, let's go with Rory Laird. Moved into the midfield.
Yep.
Last week. Could Matthew Nicks do the same thing? 17 contested possessions for Rory Laird.
I like it.
In there in defence alongside James Sicily.
I do like it. You've still got a little veto up your sleeve. Now, we've only got flex to fill out, and in the quest to go a little bit different this week, I'm going to go with a different selection. Now, I don't mind up against Brisbane. Could we go the Jared Witts route? Bit of a different player going the 2 rucks. We saw the number 1 player last week had the 2 rucks in flex and in the ruck position.
Don't mind it.
But then there's a Noah Anderson there as well, shouting out. Maybe a John Newcomb against your Crom. Jordan Dawson's certainly looking a bit more tasty than I thought now at this point. Also, we could go a Lloyd Meek.
Can I veto?
I
think we go Lloyd Meek. I'd like to veto Rob if at some point. So if you want to pick Meek.
So we can get rid of Rob and put in Meek, and then my final selection then in flex. It's struggling here. Let's go Jared Witts. Let's go a bit different. I want to go a bit different because all our teams are looking too vanilla, too many midfielders in there. Let's go Jared Witts to finish. So from the back line, Rory Lair, James Sicily, Josh Dunkley, Hugh McCluggage, Matt Rao, Lloyd Meek in the ruck, Riley Thilthorpe and Zach Bailey up forward, and then a Jared Witts.
I like it.
Ruck. I don't mind that team. How about our captains and vice captains? Let's get into selecting those. Jordan Dawson not available, but you can suggest him as an alternative captain. But obviously, these are the players we think will be scoring the most. Mm-hmm. So, who out of the players here is our vice captain? You can select the captain. I'll go the VC.
Okay.
I'm gonna go the VC and just go against you and go Clug for a huge bounce back. Bit of pride on the line for the Clug to bounce back from his poor performance, tagged by O'Sheen Mullen. Bounces back with a huge score.
Matt Rouse.
Back
him in again.
Okay. Don't mind it. So triple score on Matt Rao, vice captain on Hugh McCluggage. Any other options that you like in this circumstance for other people who are picking their captains and vice captains, potential ceiling scores that we're looking for?
Well, I like Jordan Dawson to bounce back.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people might overlook him because of what they saw last week. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Like you. But I think he bounced back. No way he's that poor again.
Yeah.
I don't mind also Lloyd Meek against Rob as an option 125 last week for him. We know he's had some good ceiling scores as well in the last 6 or 7 games leading into the final. So Dawson and Meek, probably where I'd go.
Yeah. I don't mind that. I just like the Q clash for my VCC, and I agree. I love a Matt Rao. I love a Josh Dunkley as well with no Lockie Neal as well. We've spoken about him. He scored 118 last week, and I think he could go even better against the Suns. I don't love as much as last week some of the defensive options that we thought would go big, like a Jordan Clark had a flat game. I love the idea, as you mentioned, of James Sicily going big, but I don't think I could put the VC. I think I'm sticking in the midfield or even the ruck for my captain and vice captain this week. What about a Thilthorpe who already scored 121, and there's talk in the media speculation and the talk about him after the game was that he had a poor game despite going 120 in SuperCoach. Do you think he could have another ceiling score, even bigger, if he plays a solid game?
Definitely. And then they'll need him to 12 contested possessions last week, 2 goals, 15 touches. We know he gets around the ground better than other blokes his size. So definitely if the Crows can win the midfield battle, which is, they're not the top class midfields going head to head that hurt the Crows last week when Collingwood did a number on them in the middle.
Yep.
The Crows can win that important battle. Then we know Riley Thilthorpe's a bit like Sam Darcy, hard to stop no matter what type of defender you are.
Yep. I'm keen for those captains. I think they're good selections, Vance, but that'll just about do us, I reckon. Another team in the books. Join the Phantoms League, of course. Beat the Phantom. Take us on. I'm in there. Sim's in there.
You're a long way down.
Sim's pretty high up. Old 5 names. Not here with us on the wall for all to see on Code Sports YouTube channel, sitting right behind me on the wall.
Yep.
But yeah, the code again, if you haven't joined and want to jump on board, 846820. Let's see where the loyal Lair listeners are stacking up against us.
Just quickly before we go, have you playing NFL SuperCoach this year?
Jumped on board. Of course I have. And
just
APL.
Behind me, from there as well. You're just not having a good run. Any former SuperCoach.
Struggling.
A lot of games out there that hopefully you are all playing.
Stay tuned as well to the SuperCoach app.
All year.
More.
12 months a year now.
More games to come.
Ooh,
stay tuned.
Really?
Very shortly.
Ooh. Good luck in the finals. We'll see you next week. Prelim week. A huge one.